Hello and welcome to Just Hoops. The playoffs are here. There's been a ton of great matchups, but the Knicks versus Cavs really brought the show forward. Physical defense, guys going at it, high-scoring individuals. It's everything you can ask for from a playoff game, and this series is going to be great. Diving into this video, we're going to look at Game 1 and see how it can lead into the rest of the series. Starting with some numbers, we're going to look at the four factors for each team. With a 111.1 offensive rating for the Knicks and a 106.7 for the Cavs, offense was not coming in bunches. You can see that neither team shot well, but the Knicks owned the backboards. To just look at the Knicks now, you can see that offense didn't come. They only scored 101 points. They didn't shoot it well at all. They only had 18 assists, but the thing that stood out to me was 51 rebounds. They dominated the backboards, and that was a huge reason why they were able to win the game. And then on the flip side for the Cavs, they didn't score it well or shoot it well either. They only had 20 assists, 14 turnovers, and 38 rebounds. They got dominated on the glass and in second chance points and points off turnovers. So those are some things that they can look to clean up moving forward. But now let's look at the game film and break down Game 1 of the Cavs-Knicks first round matchup. First thing, let's talk about Donovan Mitchell and how he was able to lead the Cavs in Game 1 and put them in a position to possibly win this game late. He scored 38 points, had 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 stocks, shot 46.7 from the field, 58.2% true shooting, and he was the ultimate leader at both ends of the floor for the Cavaliers, setting the tone offensively by being an explosive scoring threat and also making smart decisions with the ball in his hands, and defensively high pressure, forcing turnovers. He blocked a shot. Just the way he was all over the place and making hustle plays happen, diving on the floor, leaping out of bounds to save a ball. Just those little things add up, and it's definitely a big presence when it comes to winning basketball games, and he showed it from start to finish in Game 1 versus the Knicks. To talk more about Donovan Mitchell himself, he was able to score at 3 levels, take what the defense was giving, attack the drop. If you gave him some space, he'd knock it down in a step back. He's able to score it at 3 levels and also be a very good passer. In terms of making winning plays, this exemplifies it. Diving out of bounds, saving the ball, jumping in the stands, things like that add up over time and are a major reason why he is the leader for this group and why he was able to put them in a position to almost win this game. To look at it from the Knicks side of things, they wanted size with quickness on him at all times. So they used a multitude of guys. They didn't switch smaller guards on him, but it was primarily Quentin Grimes and Josh Hart that were the primary matchups, trying to slow down the explosive offensive outbursts that Donovan Mitchell had. In the second half, Donovan Mitchell went off and completely brought the Cavs back from down double digits and put them in a great position to almost win this game. Rebounding, getting out and running on the break, forcing turnovers defensively, blowing up their actions, and then offensively getting downhill, touching paint, and making plays out of the paint, forcing them to shrink in, rotate, and making the smart, under-control decision time and time again. To look at the late game side of things, they were going to a 2-man action in the middle of the floor, 3 guys flat. They were trying to put Brunson in the actions to switch him on to Donovan Mitchell for him to attack. The Knicks weren't switching, they were showing and getting back, but Donovan was still able to attack. He was able to make plays on the break. He was forcing some turnovers, and that's what cut the Knicks lead, and he was able to make those plays consistently and also find his teammates late game for them to make plays. I think at the end of the day, he's going to be a huge part for them being successful in this series and moving forward in the playoffs. Now to flip sides and talk about Jalen Brunson in the Knicks winning effort. He had 27 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals on 45.8% from the field, 100% from the foul line, and 52.4% true shooting. Jalen Brunson orchestrated the offense beautifully for the New York Knicks. The way he was able to dictate ball screens, play at his pace, get downhill, play in the second level, abuse mismatches in the post like Darius Garland here. He was just taking whatever the Cavs were giving him. He was under control. He was patient. He was limiting his own turnovers. Just the way he was able to operate offensively was a major reason why the Knicks were able to get a double-digit lead in the second half and then hold on late game while Donovan Mitchell was throwing fire at them. They were able to take those punches because Jalen Brunson was on the floor. He was in control and dictating everything going on for the New York Knicks. The Cavs win at this matchup with size. They liked Okoro, Chetty, Levert, guys like that are taller, longer, more athletic also to stay in front. But at the end of the day, regardless of whatever matchup was on him, he was able to operate in space, get to his spots, get downhill, and capitalize on these opportunities time and time again. He was the primary offensive threat for the New York Knicks all game long. Late game, they looked for him on a left side of the floor, just catching it, playing one-on-one, getting downhill, making plays happen for himself and his teammates. His second level scoring ability is almost unmatched. The way he's able to play off 1 foot, 2 foot, knock down floaters, knock down middies, play out of the post as a guard. He has an elite offensive bag. He's also very good at finding his teammates when necessary, being an offensive mover, allowing them to operate and get good opportunities. And without him, the Knicks had no shot in game one. But moving forward, Jalen Brunson's play is going to be huge for the Knicks in this series and beyond. So we're going to dive into the fourth quarter from game one to break it down a little bit and see things that both teams can capitalize on moving forward. This is the opening set for the Cavs. It turns into two-man action off the elbow touch for Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell. But for the Knicks, you can see IQ is loading that nail early and shrinking in, and the 45 cut by Okoro was there, getting to the rim, drawing the foul. That was there all game long and a huge thing for the Cavs moving forward to pick on. And then for the Knicks throughout the entire fourth quarter, they were hunting mismatches. Here, RJ Barrett trying to get a post touch against Darius Garland leads to a paint touch, kick out, forcing a rotation, getting Jared Allen and Evan Mobley out of their spots and getting a floater. Here you can see that the Cavs are trying to get Donovan Mitchell in two-man game, playing off of him, getting him in ball screens, attacking their bigs, attacking both Mitchell and Julius Randle in drops in ball screen coverage, but then also they were trying to get Evan more involved late game, whether it was elbow touches, secondary post touches, it was things like that. And then for the Knicks, it was all just caught up late. They had that lead in the third quarter. The Cavs' pressure was able to really break up their offense, make some stuff happen that way, and the denials and the perimeter pressure that the Cavs were applying was great at slowing them down and getting them back in the game. And then here you can see again that they're trying to get Evan Mobley involved on that short roll attack. He's not able to capitalize, and it turns into a turnover and Knicks ball. Brunson came back in the game at the 7:30 mark, and they jammed him early. Cedi Osman got subbed in the game to guard him in the fourth. It was all about high pressure, high intensity, regardless of fouls. Just get up into him, make it difficult. The pressure, denials, all of those things that the Cavs were doing in the fourth quarter was huge in forcing turnovers, getting out on the break, making things happen for them offensively. Defense leads the offense for the Cavs. And offensively in the half court, everything flowed through Donovan Mitchell. Get him in the paint, allow him to play out of there, and get everyone involved. Cedi Osman had the responsibility of guarding Brunson throughout the fourth quarter, applying pressure full court, staying with him. They were not switching anyone on him for Brunson to get a mismatch. Another point from this is how they distorted the Cavs' help. You can see Evan Mobley's high, Jared Allen's low. They put a small guy on the weak side of the floor in Donovan Mitchell, so it's harder for them to rotate. The Cavs' help side defense is based on the bigs playing in tandem and helping each other out and rotating, and because of how they're placing the bigs on the floor, it leads to open threes off paint touches, sloppy rotations, and it's tough for the Cavs. That's going to be definitely an adjustment moving forward. And then for the Cavs, it was the same thing in hunting mismatches, putting Brunson in action, and then you can see off the ball, they go three flat with Jared Allen at the porch, Evan Mobley and Darius Garland wide, making it tough for the corners to help in, but also giving Jared Allen the ability to play on the porch. And then to go back to the Knicks, they're putting Garland in action for Brunson to get that switch. They're putting Julius Randle high for Evan Mobley have to cover a ton of space, and then Jared Allen's guarding the porch. You can see that late game, Cleveland was going to Donovan Mitchell to attack if he had space to get downhill, to hunt a mismatch, do what he had to do to just get downhill and make plays happen for him and his teammates. And he was able to capitalize on these and bring the Cavs back in the game. This possession for the Knicks shows a lot of things on both ends of the floor. First, the early perimeter pressure by the Cavs, and then secondly, how the Knicks were distorting their help. Putting Darius Garland low, Evan Mobley high was very difficult for the Cavs to actually get good rotations, and it led to offensive rebounds, especially in the fourth quarter. Those offensive rebounds off of the sloppy rotations led to switches like this with Jared Allen, and Brunson was able to capitalize. Even with the ways the Knicks were trying to force mismatches and put help in different spots, they did a good job. the Cavaliers did at applying that pressure on the perimeter, on those rotations. If they're able to switch it, switch it. If not, blow up actions. This led to runouts, getting easy buckets on the break, and really cutting that lead down. Here's another example in this ball screen action early. Donovan Mitchell gets in there, dives on the floor to save the ball, get it ahead to Chetty. Chetty finishes the play. Here we can see more of the half-court design for the Cavs. Hunt mismatches, get Donnie to his right hand, and because the Knicks help heavily with their size, it can create opportunities for the big men behind the drives like there for Jared Allen. When it came down to winning time, the Knicks tried to hunt Darius Garland for Brunson to work on the left side of the floor. They gave him space to operate, and he was able to go at Chetty and make plays happen. Same thing at the other end of the floor. The Cavs were trying to get Donovan Mitchell against Jalen Brunson on the right side of the floor to attack, but he was still able to get his. Again, here you see that they try to get that switch with Garland, and then it's Chetty Osman one-on-one, and then you can see the positioning. Shooters in the corners, put Julius Randle high to put Evan Mobley in a weird spot. That 45 cut by Julius Randle was great because it's behind the help, and it could have been a layup. They get into a handoff. It's a tough shot late clock, but the hustle by the bigs of the Knicks was able to get a second shot opportunity. They gave Jalen Brunson the whole left side of the floor, and he's able to get downhill and make a play. And then with 35 seconds left on the sideline out of bounds, they get Donnie a touch, allow him to get paint, and play with their bigs on the porch. And then this is the last true play of the game. The Cavs were up, pressuring, and then the Knicks just immediately flowed into their spacing, giving Jalen Brunson the left side of the floor to work. They put Evan Mobley high again. Evan Mobley shrinks in as the possession winds down, and this provides Julius Randle the space to crash and get an offensive rebound, kick it out, and seal the game for the New York Knicks. So moving forward in this series, here are some things I'm excited to look for. First, how are each team going to slow down Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell respectively? They both went off and were massive reasons why this game was so competitive. Secondly, the Knicks need to find ways to free up Randle. He wasn't as involved offensively, and he can be a huge boost for them at that end of the floor. And then for the Cavs, they need to get Evan Mobley more involved. It'll be cool to see him in two-man actions with Mitchell, getting him some post touches, freeing him up, and getting him easy buckets to get him flowing. And then lastly, the Cavs help side. They need to find ways to zone up and get Evan Mobley in spots to rotate easier. The Knicks did a good job at manipulating that in game one, so that'll be an exciting adjustment to see moving forward. This series is going to be a battle. High physicality, high intensity in game one. So the stage is set for this to be a long, hard series for both teams, and it's going to be fun to tune in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, learned a little bit about both teams and playoff basketball. For more content, please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you in the next one.